Here is what nobody is saying out loud about the job market right now. 83 million jobs are projected to disappear by 2027. 69 million new ones will replace them. That leaves a gap of 14 million positions. And that gap is not spreading evenly across every industry. It is concentrating in specific roles, on specific tasks, at specific points in specific career ladders. In 2025, companies attributed 55,000 layoffs directly to AI, 12 times the number from 2 years prior. Amazon cut 14,000 white-collar managers, not warehouse workers, middle management, gone. Wall Street banks have quietly committed to eliminating 200,000 positions over the next 3 to 5 years. Entry-level, back office, the roles that used to be how you got your foot in the door, and here is the detail that changes how you read all of it. 45% of hiring managers say AI has already partially reduced their need for new hires. Not replaced existing workers, reduced the need to hire new ones. The chair goes empty. It stays empty. That is the actual mechanism, not mass firings, quiet contraction, roles that disappear one vacancy at a time while the people currently in them do not even feel it happening. 8 jobs are at the center of this right now. Some are disappearing completely. Some are splitting into something unrecognizable. One is being talked about as safe, and the data says otherwise. Let's get into it. Number 8. Data entry clerks and administrative assistants. Manual data entry currently carries a 95% automation risk. AI systems can now scan, classify, and process thousands of documents per hour with an error rate below 0.1%. This is not a forecast. This is the current state in 2026. 7.5 million data entry and administrative jobs could be eliminated by 2027. But that number obscures something more important than the headline. Most of these workers are not being fired in a single announcement. Their companies are simply not replacing them when they leave. A position exists for 10 years. The last person retires. Nobody comes in behind them. The chair disappears in silence. If you are in this field, the signal is not a termination letter. The signal is watching a colleague leave and seeing no job posting go up the following week. Number 7. Customer service representatives. Research estimated an 80% automation risk for customer service representatives, with approximately 2.8 million US positions in the exposure zone. Chatbots and virtual assistants now handle interaction volumes that previously required thousands of human agents. But here is what actually happens when AI absorbs 80% of routine calls. The remaining 20% flows to humans, and that 20% is the hardest 20%, the angriest customers, the most complex situations, the scenarios no script can resolve. Customer service is not disappearing entirely. It is splitting into 2 tiers. One tier handled completely by AI, fast, cheap, scalable. One smaller tier reserved for humans, requiring negotiation skills, genuine empathy, and crisis management at a level AI in 2026 still cannot reliably deliver. If you are building skills in that second tier, the short-term outlook is stable. If your current role sits in the first tier, the timeline is worth examining honestly. Number 6. Paralegals and legal researchers. Paralegals face an 80% risk of automation by 2026. Legal researchers face a 65% risk by 2027. That needs context. A strong paralegal costs $80,000 a year and processes a few hundred pages of research per week. Current legal AI processes thousands of pages within hours at accuracy levels that major law firms are beginning to trust enough to integrate into real workflows. Not all firms, not every use case, not all at once. But the trajectory is not reversing. More important than the statistics, large law firms are not mass firing paralegals. They are not replacing them when they leave. The attorney to paralegal ratio is shifting upward. More lawyers, fewer paralegals, one quiet quarter at a time. Number 5. content writers and copywriters. On online labor platforms, demand has dropped 20 to 50% for skills that AI can perform. Jobs for digital marketing content writers are projected to decline by 50% by 2030. This is not an incoming disruption. It has already arrived. In 2022, a freelance copywriter earned $60,000 writing blog posts, product descriptions, and social media content. In 2026, a single brand manager with AI tools can produce most of that volume independently. AI writes fast. AI writes at volume. AI writes accurately. AI does not yet write the thing that makes a reader stop and think. This is different. That gap is real, and it is narrowing with every new model release. The content writers who survive the next 24 months are the ones who understand exactly where that gap sits and are actively building their work inside it. Number 4, middle management. This is the one most people did not see coming. Just as news outlets shared leaked Amazon documents suggesting the company could replace 500,000 warehouse jobs with robots, Amazon laid off 14,000 middle managers instead. That move offered an early glimpse of how AI is actually reshaping the labor force, not by displacing factory workers, but by hollowing out the white-collar ranks that run them. By the end of 2026, 20% of organizations will use AI to flatten their hierarchy, projected to eliminate over 50% of current middle management positions. What does a middle manager actually do? Aggregate information upward, distribute decisions downward, track progress, report. AI does all of that. Faster, more accurately, without the office politics attached. This is the real transformation of 2026, not robots replacing factory workers, AI replacing the person in the conference room sending weekly summary emails and building the quarterly PowerPoint. Number 3, medical transcriptionists. Medical transcription is already 99% automated. 40% of medical coding is projected to be automated within the same window. This profession is not ending. It has ended. People who entered this field in 2024 walked into a contracting industry with no recovery trajectory. This is the clearest example on this list of a job that did not transform. It disappeared. No restructuring, no pivot, no adjacent skill that bridges the gap, just a role that the technology absorbed completely and quietly. Number 2, junior software developers. This is the one that surprises people most, because software development was supposed to be the safe path away from AI disruption. Microsoft's AI chief Mustafa Suleyman said in early 2026 that most tasks in white-collar jobs, lawyers, accountants, project managers, marketing professionals, will be fully automated by AI within the next 12 to 18 months. Junior developers sit at the center of that shift, not because AI writes better code than a junior developer across every dimension, because AI writes good enough code that a senior developer using AI tools no longer needs a junior developer to function. One senior engineer with the right AI stack now does the work of a small team. Hiring junior developers in 2026 at many companies is simply not in the budget conversation anymore. This does not mean software development is dying. It means the traditional entry point into that career, into the junior role, is narrowing at a pace that no computer science program is currently being honest about. Number 1, any job where more than half the tasks can be described as a clear instruction. This is not a specific job title, it is a test. Almost 49% of jobs can now use AI for at least 25% of their tasks. Employers predict that 34% of all work tasks could be fully automated by 2030. The test works like this. Take your job description, read through every task listed. For each one, ask, could I give AI a clear instruction and get a usable output? If the answer is yes, and that task is being evaluated at every company currently running AI tools, not necessarily replaced today, but evaluated. And within 24 months, the companies doing that evaluation will reach conclusions. Here is the actual picture of 2026. The disruption is not arriving as a single event that everyone sees at the same time. It is arriving as 1,000 quiet decisions inside 1,000 companies. A position opens, the team lead meets with finance. Finance notes that AI tools have reduced the output gap. The rec gets paused, then shelved, then forgotten. Nobody announces it. Nobody holds a press conference. The role just stops existing. Only 9% of hiring managers say AI has fully replaced certain roles, but 45% say it has partially reduced the need for new hires. That second number is the one that matters, not full replacement. Reduced hiring. Chairs going empty and staying empty. The question is not whether AI will replace your job. The question is which parts of your work AI is getting better at every single month, and what you are actively building in the space that remains. That space exists, it is getting smaller, and the people who will be fine are not the ones waiting to see how this plays out. They are the ones already working in it.